Hey y'all, so I'm gonna be talking about the new Daryl Dixon episode. This is coming out late because uh, yesterday had a little bit of a situation, but anyway, I'm here. So I gotta remember because I actually watched the episode uh, later or earlier, and yeah, so the episode starts off with what happened to Carol. So everybody that Carol was with got mowed down, and she pretended to play dead. Um, Everybody got shot with these like weird needle things that turn the zombies superhuman, which I don't know how. They just seem like normal zombies to me. Maybe it makes the process faster, but I don't know. Essentially, what this episode was about, or so then the zombies storm the castle. Um, there's a lot of people died. A lot of people died. It cuts to the pacifist guy, which I fucking knew it. I fucking knew that he was gonna do this. He stabs Isabel. I was so pissed off because I was like, you just developed a relationship with Daryl. Come the fuck on. It's like, essentially, Daryl is Robert Kirkman's Spider-Man. He just hates Daryl. But anyway, so I can only assume that they are building up to that they're trying to build up to a Daryl X Carol thing going on. Sorry if the fan's louder than usual. Anyway, that's the only reason I can see why they would have killed off Isabel. If it's just purely for shock value, again, it's stupid. It's a stupid reason to kill off a character, but it's whatever. Isabel was only a series exclusive, so. But I would have loved to see Daryl actually have a love interest, so. Yeah, anyway. So Carol finds Daryl and they hug it out. I thought they were about to kiss. When Daryl grabbed Carol's face, I was like, oh shit, they're about to kiss, but no. Which I shouldn't have thought that because obviously, you know, Isabel and Daryl were a thing at that time, so. But I do think that there's a possibility for a romance, even though the director said there won't be any Daryl X Carol. But it's neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, and then Isabel dies in Daryl's arms. I'm done. I am starting to think that Daryl is like Sam Winchester and has a curse. Anytime Daryl has a love interest, it just instantly dies. We then cut to Daryl and Carol in the cave. In the cave! With a box of scrap! Sorry. Which is where Laurent was supposed to be, but he's not there. We assume he got kidnapped. And yeah, so Then Daryl and Carol travel to this place where they think that Laurent is, and they kick down the door to see two old people eating dinner, which I thought was the most hilarious thing ever. So anyway, they seem chill for a while. I at first, because I looked at my phone for a split second, and then I immediately saw like Carol looking a little bit woozy after taking a drink from whatever they gave her. So I was like, ah, damn, they're cannibals. Laurent's dead. Because as Carol was like feeling woozy, she was looking at the barn, and there was like voices coming from it, like zombie voices. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be exactly like the Sophia reveal. But I mean, it essentially was because that's why Carol was like freaking out, because of PTSD, which I'm surprised she still is traumatized from Sophia. Like, obviously losing your freaking daughter is like hard, but it's been like what, 20 years since she died, which, like, I get that it's her daughter, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and act like you can't have PTSD. I'm just surprised that they still hone in on that, because a lot of directors usually give up the whole trauma shit after a couple of seasons, which I really appreciate The Walking Dead for doing, for keeping up the traumatization of Carol, because essentially Sophia is what caused Carol to become the badass that she is now. So it would feel almost an injustice to just forget Sophia existed, because she was also the main premise for 99.9% of season 1 and 2. But yeah. So then the old people pointing on that Daryl and Carol, and I'm like, of course. You can never just have nice old people. They have to be bad. But then they're on their side, which Daryl's convincing. I know. But apparently Grenade, I'm going to call her Grenade. Grenade found them. They start searching the place. Daryl and Carol fight off the Nazis. I forgot I was calling them Nazis. Anyway, Daryl and Carol fight off the Nazis, and then Grenade thought Grenade had the upper hand. She was holding two pistols at Daryl and Carol. Then Carol savagely just shoots Grenade in the back with the needle that she uses to shoot the walkers. And this is where I would call a little bit of The Walking Dead's bluff. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there's a chemical that literally causes your face to explode. Especially since she got shot in the back, but hey. That was probably one of the most gruesome deaths. The only thing that can trump that is obviously Glenn's death from season 7, R.I.P. Glenn. But that was probably the second most gruesome death in Walking Dead history. So then they walk around, and they're about to leave. And then they leave. I thought the entire time Laurent was dead, but we see him very much alive in the preview, and I was like, oh, thank fuck. Like, they actually made me care about this kid. Like, most kids in The Walking Dead are pieces of shit, and, like, you don't care about them. But Laurent's different, which is weird. But I guess it's because he's a quiet kid, and it's just like, you have no reason to hate him. So, thankfully, he's okay. I thought it was going to be a reveal that they, like, for some reason my mind went to cannibalism. Ever since the Walking Dead video game, I don't trust an old people innocent looking group. So I thought that like it was going to be revealed that Laurent is very much dead and they were cooking him. But anyway, now onto the review of this episode. I think this was the closest to get a 9 out of 10. 9.9 out of 10. The reunion of Daryl and Carol was just beautiful. The only thing that downplays it is Isabel's death. Like, I just feel like there's no need to kill her off. Like they it's also a thing where it's like Daryl moved on pretty quickly from her death. Like, it just seemed like needless. Like, if she was in any of the scenes, it wouldn't have played much of a difference. But I can only hope that this means that we're getting a Carol and Daryl ship. And I don't really care for the whole Daryl x Carol ship like other people. Whether it happens or not, I could care less, but that better be where it's heading, because you just killed off a love interest for what? Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.